Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Let's go through patch 7.1.5 in depth, covering all that it's going to be bringing to the game, including new rewards and new recipes that you're going to have access to. First though, the 12th anniversary event. This isn't part of 7.1.5, but I think it makes sense to let you know what's in that now because it just went live. When you log into the game, you'll find a package in the mail that has 200 time warped badges and an experience boost item. This will put you in a short quest. You'll meet a vendor who sells the Corgi Pop for 200 badges, an Edwin Van Cleef costume for 200 badges, an inflatable Thunder Fury for 50 badges, and then two wands that'll transform other players into either a Murloc or a Gnoll for 25 badges each. Okay, let's get on to 7.1.5. So first of all, class changes. These are the really big elephant in the room currently, with the initial changes to Hunters and Fire Mages being very controversial. The devs have multiple times stated that this is not the full picture and that performance tuning isn't done, so I'm going to hold off on my thoughts on the class changes, but for a full list of them, check out the video description. Do bear in mind, it's early days. Patch 7.1.5 is also bringing the new artifact power catch-up system. This works in a pretty simple manner. You're going to be able to purchase up to artifact knowledge level 15 for 500 order hall resources apiece at a vendor in your class order hall. Of course, a pretty nice thing is that you can just use the Blood of Sagaris Trader to put loads of order hall resources onto your alts, which will allow you to get caught up with your artifact knowledge pretty quickly. And with artifact knowledge 15, you'll definitely be ranking your weapon up very fast. We also have a whole bunch of new legendaries and changes to current ones. I've already covered the new ones in a video, but they are also rebalancing and tweaking the pre-existing ones. You can check out the class-specific ones yourself, but as for the shared ones, Cephas's Secret now grants you 25% haste on a 30-second cooldown whenever you CC or interrupt a target. Pretty awesome in Mythic Plus, I'm sure. Sinadara works on enemies above 85% health and heals you for the damage done. The roots of Shaladrasil heal you in 2-second ticks, which makes it a bit more useful, and Pirdaz, the Magnum Opus thing, has been changed, which gives you an absorb shield equal to 30% of your max health every 30 seconds. Okay, with that done, let's talk about the content. So the Brawlers Guild is returning to the game. It's had a pretty significant revamp over its previous iteration. There are a whole bunch of new bosses and rumbles, which are closer to raid-sized bosses that pull in all queued players into the arena. You get a new currency which you can use to purchase consumables that are useful to everyone, and this includes free drinks for everyone, a free VIP room access for everyone, free potions for everyone, a graveyard for everyone, a gambling game, and then a random brawl for everyone. There's also a bunch of new shirts to choose from. Some of them look like throwbacks to like older styles of armor, which is pretty cool. And there is of course the Rock Spine Basilisk mount. There's also new item level 870 rings, so that's pretty sweet, and they will teleport you to the Brawl Pub. Getting access to the Brawlers Guild mainly involves getting a blood-soaked invitation when opening emissary caches or completing dungeons according to the patch notes. However, it seems like you can farm the Elite Vrykul at Shield's Rest in Stormheim if you just want to brute force it and not wait on a random drop from an emissary cache. We also have micro events, which are basically miniature holidays that are put into the game. So looking through the calendar, we've got the Call of the Scarab event that starts on the 21st of January and then ends on the 23rd. We also have the Tavern Crawl, which is on the 31st of January, and then the Hatching of the Hippogriffs event, which is on the 19th of February. Moving on to April, on the 5th, we've got the March of the Tadpoles event, and then on the 23rd, we've got Volunteer Guard Day. In May, the Spring Balloon Festival begins on the 8th and then ends on the 10th, and we've got the Glow Cap Festival on the 27th. Then moving on to June, we've got the 1000 Boat Bash, which begins on the 6th and ends on the 8th, and then the Fireworks Spectacular on the 4th and 5th of July. Then moving on to August, we've got Ungoro Madness, which is from the 10th to the 12th, and I think that pretty much covers all the stuff that they've added. So the first event that you see is the Call of the Scarab on the 21st of January. Now, I doubt they would make that event just to release the patch after the event, such that you have to wait an entire year for people to actually see it. So maybe this patch is going to be coming out, say, second or third week of January, but that is just speculation. Now, not all of these things give you big rewards. I know there is a Pepe-styled hippogriff thing which perches on your shoulders from the Hatching of the Hippogriffs event. I think it's safe to assume that maybe some events will have stuff like that, but for the most part, it's meant to just be a bit of fun gameplay that kind of exists in the world. We also have Misc of Pandaria time walking, so just a new time walking event. It's in Misc Pandaria dungeons. The big ticket reward here is the Reigns of the Heavenly Jade Cloud Serpent mount, and then there's also 2 pets, a Sha Spirit and an Infinite Hatchling. Moving on to some profession stuff, for the enchanters, well, there is a new neck enchant for each of the secondary stats. They are cheaper variants to the ones that already exist in-game, and there's also 2 new shoulder enchants. One of these will give you pet battle items, and the other is going to give you some engineering stuff. Speaking of engineering, I know that Reeves hasn't really went down that well because of the Fell Slate cost. They're actually adding a rechargeable Reeves battery schematic. This will summon him in on a 30-minute cooldown, and it's not consumable. There's also 4 new goggles coming in, which are item level 880, and have a more powerful on-use. For the blacksmiths, we actually see something kind of interesting. The recipes for a whole bunch of old weapons which are currently unobtainable, are now back in the game. According to the data mining that I've seen, this is going to be obtained through some vanilla quest items. For jewel crafting, there are 6 new world quests in Dalaran, 1 for each color of gem. According to the data mining that I've seen, these seem like a way to get higher quality gems, the fewer cuts. Presumably, though, this is just a small daily boost you can kind of use once. For the scribes, we get new Vanitas runes for the Trial of Valor fights, and that's pretty much it for what we know about this patch. I'll probably do one final kind of roundup and entire guide at the very end of the PTR cycle, which is probably going to be early next year, so that won't really be for a while, and once the class changes are a little bit more shored up, I'll probably try to do some sort of preview of those, but for now, that's it for patch 7.1.5. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.